Hello, I'm here to share with you my experience with the Sleep Sense program. The author Dana is amazing, and she completely changed my husband and I's lives for the better. Uh, my daughter, who at the time was 10 months old, and somehow, like up to 6 months, we were doing great. She was sleeping in her crib, and then um, I got pregnant again, and by 10 months, she was sleeping in our bed, and I had feet in my back and hands around my neck, and it was cute for a minute, but then got really old, and I was needing my sleep, and I knew she needed better sleep. I couldn't even get out of bed in the middle of the night to use the bathroom without her screaming until I got back to bed. So I knew something had to change, and um, so I went online, typed in sleep programs, and I ended up finding this one. What intrigued me about it wasn't the cry it out method, which is something I was completely against. Now, having done the program, a little bit of crying doesn't bother me as much, but it the program completely changed our lives. I read the book that first day. It's a really quick read, really easy to understand. You know exactly what you need to do. And then that night, my husband and I sat in her room doing exactly what we were supposed to do, established our bedtime routine, put her in her crib, and the first night took about an hour. The first 20 minutes, she thought, oh, cool, mom and dad are in here watching me in my crib, and I'm rolling around and being funny. And then she realized we weren't getting her, and there were a few tears, but we were able to sit in there, and um, we told her, night night, and within an hour, she sure enough fell asleep, and we walked out and had a full night's rest that first night. By the second night, it took about 20 minutes, and the third night, 20 seconds. And that night, my husband and I looked at each other like, okay, do we just walk out? I'm not sure. Like, it was so quick, and she was ready to go to bed. Not to say we didn't have a few nights where she woke up at 3:30, but as Dana explains, if you can wait 10 minutes, it's usually like the key amount of time, and we did hold out the 10 minutes, and within 10 minutes she fell back asleep, and she sleeps 12 hours, slept her first 12 hours when we started the program, and still to this day is sleeping 8 to 8. So I really can't complain. Now with our new baby, we have a 3-week-old, and we're able to implement the strategies that she has for his age group, and so that seems to be working well. And we're hoping that we don't end up having to backpedal like we did with our daughter, but what we experienced with our daughter using the sleep program was amazing. Even my husband was like, can we give this lady more money because of what she's done for us in our relationship and just everything, because it's hard when you have no sleep, and your daughter son has no sleep, and even the improvement in him or her vocabulary took off. I just felt like her mind was more refreshed. So it's definitely worth it to invest the time and a little bit of money to get the program so that your daughter or son has a better daily experience. Something else is I put it on Facebook immediately a few weeks after I realized it really worked, and here we are going on 3 weeks, and she's sleeping 12 hours. And the response I got was great. Tons of parents go through exactly what I went through, or a little worse or a little better, and want to do something. And I've given the information about the program, and I think it's important to buy the program, not just get the book from someone, because Dana sends you emails at the beginning like, oh, tonight you might expect this, and a few times we did experience what she was talking about, but we were able to work through it and knew what to do. And so I think it's important to actually buy the program, and it's not that much money, and it's so worth it, every penny. And then still to this day, I have people texting me or calling me, what was that program? My daughter's now 3 months old, and I still waking up every few hours, and I feel like I'm doing something wrong. And so I can't tell you how many times I've given out the information of the sleep sense and, um, Dana and all that the book entails. And such a great program, and I recommend it to anyone. And you're not alone if you think that you're the only one and you created a little monster or whatever. It can completely change whether they're 10 months or 6 months or a year old or whatever the age frame is. I'm sure you can go back and change. 10, I would even say if your child isn't standing up, like at 10 months our daughter was standing up, it would have been so much easier. So now we're definitely with our son trying to do the right steps so that we don't have the same problem. But again, it only took a few days, and within those few days, we had our 12 hours back, and it was a wonderful experience. So I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is needing a program or doesn't know where to turn to look into it, because it completely changed our lives. So good luck.